everybody, this is Alessandra. Welcome to my home, welcome to my kitchen. We're going to be making Parmigiana di melanzane alla napoletana. Eggplant Parmigiana, Neapolitan style. This is what I grew up with and I hope you will make it and let me know what you think. Okay, I have these small eggplants. You can also use larger ones, but this I happen to find I like the sides, not too many seeds. I try to get the boy that's got the longer slit in the back, which should be less seeded. Simple ingredients, I have the eggplants, passata di pomodoro. I'll have a video tutorial on how to make it from scratch. This is from fresh summer tomatoes. I have mozzarella, a few cloves of garlic, extra virgin olive oil, Parmigiano or Pecorino Romano cheese, lots of basil. We're going to be frying the eggplant, so you're going to be needing a frying oil. You can use vegetable, sunflower, or canola oil, whatever you have on hand or whatever you like. The trick to it is, you know what, let's get started right away and I'll show you step by step. Let's get the eggplants cut up. First thing, I'm going to remove the top stem, okay? Now we're going to be peeling them. Once you start cutting, you want to move quickly because the eggplants do oxidize, and if that happens, then they become all dark. So you want to move quickly. Hold the eggplant and just try to get them as even as possible. See, look at that, no seeds inside. I'm going to say about 1/8 of an inch. Take a look at that. First eggplant is cut. Come closer, I want to show you what we're going to do. All right, so I have the bowl underneath it, a plate, and a colander. I'm going to lay the first eggplants down. Then I have coarse salt. I'm going to sprinkle the salt on, add the next eggplants down. Okay, sprinkle again the coarse salt. There you go. Don't worry. It's not going to be salty because they will be rinsed, so you wash away the salt. Moving on to the next eggplants. Don't want to bore you. Meet you back when I've cut them all up. Down to the last few slices. Come closer, take a look. What the salt is going to do is draw out all the water out of the eggplants and keep them nice and white. So here it goes. One last final sprinkling, and watch what we do next. Plate on top, squeeze down, and then you need an heavy object so it keeps it pressed so the water drains out. My heavy object is a brick. Covered in aluminum foil. It's going to do the trick. You could use a pot of filled with water, or you could use a gallon of oil or a gallon of vino, whatever you like, something heavy. That's going to sit like this for about an hour, and then we'll move on to the next step. Let's make the tomato sauce for the Parmigiana. So I have just a couple tablespoons of the extra virgin olive oil. You don't want a lot, you don't want a greasy sauce because the eggplants already are going to have a lot of sauce. Add the garlic in. Now you have a choice. You can let the garlic in. Usually I like to switch it around like this. You could remove the garlic or mince it and leave it in. It's really according to what you like. Sometimes I feel like I leave it in, sometimes I take it out. Today I'm going to be taking it out. Now just let it get nice and warm. Don't burn the garlic, otherwise you got to start all over. And here's the passata that I made from scratch, but that will be a separate video, otherwise these videos are never ending. So I'll make a shorter one, just how to make passata, and you can keep that for the winter. My husband brought up a valid point. You could definitely buy store-bought passata or use plum tomato, put them through the blender or the food mill. Can't even speak English. Food mill, and it will be the same thing. Anyway, before my garlic burns, come closer. I'm gonna raise this. I like that frying. I know it makes a mess on the stove, but that gives it a lot of flavor. There it goes. Let me add it all in. Now, this is already cooked, so you don't want to overcook it. 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops, it's done. Because then don't forget, it cooks again in the oven with the eggplant. I added the basil, bring it up to a boil, lower the flame. Another important thing, adjust the salt. I'm just gonna do even less than a teaspoon of the salt. I'd rather add a little bit than once it's too salt, you can't do much. Because don't forget, it also dries up a little bit, so it will, if you put too much salt, it's gonna. Let's take a look, okay? First, let's look at the bottom, all the water that it has released. See that? Look at that. Okay. Ecco qua le melanzane. Look how beautiful and white they stayed. Look at that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is bring them over to the sink, rinse them out, and squeeze the water, and I'll show you the next step. All right, so they're all rinsed under cold running water. Okay, squeeze the water out like this. And then just lay your eggplants flat on paper towel and let them dry a little bit. The reason this step is really important is because if you don't, you just slice the eggplants and fry them up. It absorbs so much oil and it's just not the right way. So by doing this, the eggplant is already wet, so you'll see when I fry it up in extreme hot oil, you'll see no oil is absorbed at all. Okay, I'm going to roll them up so they dry up even further like this. Now let's move over to the stove. Let's get the oil nice and hot and let's get them fried. Okay, let's get the eggplant in. This is perfect. This is exactly how you want the oil. Very, very hot because it's got to go quick in and out without absorbing any oil. Don't overcrowd them either because you don't want the temperature dropping. See that? Look at this. See this one how quick it got cooked? I like to put them all on top of each other so it's easy for pickup and gives me a chance to to let the extra oil back in. All done frying. Now we're going to move over to the table and assemble it to bake it. I'm going to give it a quick roll so it just absorbs any more of the oil out of the eggplants. Okay. Now, first layer is going to be the sugo, the sauce. Like this. Okay. Second, it's gonna be the eggplant. Okay, the mozzarella. See, I made the slices nice and thin. They do not need to be very thick and a lot of mozzarella. This is perfect like this. The Parmigiano right on top. See? And now let's cover it. Oh, wait. I love the fresh basil in it. So let's just, like this. Here's the basil right on top. Now let's get another layer of the melanzane. Okay, there we go. Now, make sure you add the sauce everywhere. Spread the sauce with the help of a spoon. Okay, let's get the mozzarella on again. Parmigiano. Be generous with the Parmigiano. It really adds a lot of flavor. And a little bit of the basil again. Let's get the next layer on. Sauce again. Spread it. And let's get the last layer on top. Okay, top layer does not get any mozzarella, just a good spread of the sauce and a generous sprinkle of the Parmigiano. Okay, I'll show you right now. Because if you put the mozzarella, it's gonna burn on top and it's really, that's not the way. You need the Parmigiano right here. Look at that. It gets wet with the sauce and it creates a lovely crust on top. There it goes. Okay, ready for the oven. 45 minutes in the oven, and here's the Parmigiana di melanzane. Let's go ahead and taste it. The first slice is never the perfect slice, and you know that, but let's see what we could do. Let's see se possiamo fare una bella fetta di Parmigiana. By the way, I also like eating the Parmigiana cold out of the fridge. Ecco qua. Wow. Wow, 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 fantastic. Perfetta. Now I'm going to taste it. It just needs a large loaf of Italian bread. Buonissima. Veramente una delizia. Don't take my word for it, you're right. I keep saying delicious. Make it. Make all my recipes and let me know how you like them. Thank you for watching. Arrivederci. Alla prossima. Be safe. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Grazie.